All right, guys. So I want to do this quick video on DirectoryEasy and just give you some ideas if you wanted to start a niche directory. So here's the thing about a niche directory. The kind of directory I've been building and that I think works really well for people is a low-tech directory that I call a hyper niche directory. And I've got a free course that you can download. I'll put a link in the description. Definitely check that out if you want to try this out. So this works really well for Google and for affiliate income because it's focused around a very specific topic. If you think 5, 10 years ago, people would have these blogs and they'd want to cover lots of area, lots of different topics. They'd have different categories on their blog. This is something where you're going to have categories too, but it's going to be very specific. I'll give you one example. You could just do sushi gear or something. That would be something where you could earn commissions from people going to Amazon, maybe information products, things like that, but it would all be around sushi and it would have all those lovely keywords in it that you've got. I'm just going to close this for a sec here. You could also do one on specific kind of software. So let's say scraping software, where you could have these different products and do a review on them. And again, this is all going to be written with AI. So let's go to DirectoryEasy and what I like about this. This is for people that don't want to have to deal with WordPress. For me, I've dealt with WordPress far too long in my life, so I don't want to have to deal with it anymore. There's always updates, there's always glitches, there's all that kind of stuff. When you go with a platform like this, there's no updates. And what I don't mean is there's no updates. We'll get to the updates later. But it's not something that you need to tie all these different plugins together and then something makes a conflict and all that kind of stuff. So it's got this nice modern layout, right? Big text, easy to see. And that's what the platform looks as well. So build, launch, and scale your directory platform in minutes. And that's really the key. You could go a very technical way. There's like Brilliant Directories and Geo Directory, which is on WordPress. And those require a lot of time to set up, a lot of thinking, a lot of planning. This is something where it just intuitively fits together. So there's a no-code builder. It's SEO optimized. You can use your custom domain. It's going to have analytics built in. So again, this is for someone that's not technical, that doesn't want to deal with all that. And for someone like me, I would even choose this platform because it's just easier to get the content out. I'm thinking of it in terms of the McDonald's model, where you want to have different real estate, different directories that you've got on some of these different topics. And some of them will rank better than others. And that's just the nature of how things go. But you can build a blog on it as well, which is really key for these niche directories. And I'll tell you why, because the directory is going to be focused around specific products, right? So if we go back to the sushi example, maybe sushi knives, a sushi set, a Japanese tea set, that kind of thing. And the blog can talk about other things. So it can talk about things in a way, or compare different products or different methods of, let's say, wrapping sushi, whatever the case may be. So that's really key for ranking these directories. So this is the intuitive builder. You can see they've got like a few tabs here. It's not going to take long to set up. Really, the main thing with the directory is you want to think of categories. How can I make this information more accessible to people so they have a better user experience? And that's really the key for these hyper niche directories that I talk about. So they've got a couple themes. They have a third theme coming soon. But this is built with Next.js boilerplates. One of the reasons why you see this kind of nice animation, if you've watched any of my coding videos, you'll realize that a lot of the coding platforms that I use prefer TypeScript and Tailwind, which is not coding that I understand at all, but I know that it looks good. And this is all done and set up so you don't have to worry about it. Okay. So here is the customization and data management. So you can add custom fields. You can organize your categories. That's a really important part of this process. You can add custom pages that are not part of that directory. So like an about page or some other kind of standalone page, maybe a sales letter that you want to build. And you can manage subscribers and newsletter subscribers as well. You saw earlier in this video, there was a pop-up, right? So that's built in. That's one of the keys, I think, for these directories as well, is you want to have that pop-up. You want to have that opt-in, because no matter what, even if you just have something there, you'll have some people opt in and you'll start building a list, and you can always email those people because you know they're interested in one thing in particular. So the publishing delays, this is really great because my philosophy is batch tasking, right? So I'll have AI write a bunch of articles, but it's nice to have them not published all on the same day. So you can set that up and schedule that. Google likes that as well because then there's a change in content. Speaking of that, featured rotations. So this can actually rotate the featured listings dynamically. That means your pages are always changing, which means Google's always coming back and seeing fresh content. And that's a really important ranking factor as well. So there can be also automated notifications for listing changes, a whole bunch of stuff. Powerful monetization tools. Okay, so you can take different subscription plans so people can create a listing for free. They could make them pay. They could pay for a higher version of it. You can have an upsell. There's a Stripe integration. So some of the ways that you can monetize this outside of affiliate programs is featured listings. So you can have someone pay and have a featured listing on your site. So let's look at a local directory example of that. Let's say you're building roofers in your area and maybe you're a roofer. You can have that premium spot where you can create content on all the other names of the roofing companies in your area, start getting some traffic, some ranks for that. And then every time they go to one of the pages on a site, they'd see you as a featured listing. Or of course you can sell that to some other roofer that needs more business, that type of thing. So you can have directory ads throughout, and they're coming up with some upgrades for that. Analytics built in. And again, just straight up, Google Analytics is really difficult for most people to understand. Okay. If you are a bigger company, sure. Okay. It makes sense. But for most people, it's overkill and it's hard to get the information that you need out of this. So this is already built in. I, of course, would put up my own tracking as well. This is a really interesting part of this. And this is one of the things that I want to highlight: user accounts. So directory users can create their accounts and then not only do self-serve listings where they list things themselves, but they can favorite other listings. This brings that engagement in, and reviews and ratings. Okay. You can also have location-based filtering and engagement through user interactions, reviews, that type of thing. Now, I have asked the developer to think of bringing a new feature where someone could upload their own picture. This would be great on a local site. You see this sometimes in Google reviews for restaurants. People will upload pictures of the menu, pictures of the location, pictures of their food, that sort of thing. And that can really drive something in, particularly if it's a real hyper niche focus. And that's really the key. You don't want to just be like everything to everyone. You want to focus on one specific thing. So maybe it's like wineries in your area. Maybe it's something else. But keeping that focus is really key for these hyper niche directories, no matter what platform that you choose. So there's two examples here. We're going to get to that. I'm actually logged into my affiliate account, so it doesn't show the pricing, the dynamic, but there is right now lifetime deal options. And the cool thing is this includes hosting. So when you look at these prices, this actually includes the hosting. So you don't need to worry about hosting. You're not going to have another fee. It's just one fee and then you are done. And in some of these options, you can build multiple sites as well. So the product roadmap, as I talked about, here's what they've added. They've just added custom features, badges. Well, I'll show you what this looks like. Reviews and rating system, which is really awesome. One-click Stripe and PayPal. We've got this in progress. So this is going to allow you to add more code to specific areas of the site. And they have all these planned. Think of the lifetime deal and then one-click AI directory generation. So it's going to create the whole directory for you. Recurring subscriptions is coming. Recurring payments are always a problem. But once that's done, enhanced payment integration, customizable do follow links for the SEO people out there. You can actually like turn on a do follow link and maybe you can have someone pay for that, for their link to be do follow. Directory states. So yeah, published and draft, that will be coming as well. Multi-currency, which is important. There's going to be another option. Custom author profiles. So you can have author names and photos for each directory. Blog post, which can make your site look bigger. This could be pseudonyms, that kind of thing, as well as webhooks. So yeah, there's pretty interesting things that you can do. You'll even build your feature fast. This guy I've talked to, I've got an interview with him coming out. It's really good. And there's no other hosting or deployment costs. So it's just with your site online. Now, you can't use gambling or adult niche or anything like that. Just as long as it's a clean niche, then it should be good. I do want to show you just briefly the template and walk you through this. So right now there's 2 templates. There's a third one coming. This is just the template. It's got this thing here because it's just a template. But you can have your different pages up here. Nice login, sign up, nice big font, nice text. Here's the option here. There's going to be something where you can have an opt-in box here. And then check this out. See, when I go to these different things, it like that nice little hover effect. That is what I was talking about with these. And so it just gives it that nice little look. Also the feature listings, right? They scroll and then when you hover, they stop. So nice little touches. They have the trending, popular, and new. So this is automatic sorting. So new, you won't need to do anything. It will just automatically show you newer listings, your most popular, because again, they have analytics built in. Trending, so that makes sense as well. You can just filter by the categories and it will filter just those categories. And you can have a search location, more stuff here. I would like, and then again, you have featured articles, right? So these are featured articles. They're going to, again, have the profile picture coming in that you can put for someone. Let's just look at one of these listings here. And this is a listing page. So the listing page here, the slug is really clean, just the word listing, and then the name of the listing here. And here's the favorite, nice pops up, add to favorites. You can have a video here right at the top, which you don't find in a lot of options. And again, you can pull a video off Amazon or YouTube and put it here. YouTube is public. Here are the categories and tags. So basically these are general categories. And then you can have different tags for things as well. Demo visits, you can have multiple buttons easily. This could just be a straight affiliate link. And this is interesting here. You can see there are alternatives in the related listings. You would have AI generate the listing content. I would have a prompt that is quite a bit more detailed than that. But as you can see here, you've got these on the side. So someone that's interested in this, and then if these are very related tools or services, it's all on the same page. It's dynamic. It's all updating. So it's really a good platform. The other template that they have has a fixed width, a fixed sidebar layout. And again, the same kind of features with it. Here's a nice submit your listing button. Same type of idea where you can have some of these featured. And I really like the way this is laid out. And then you could actually do a custom search and the same sort of thing. So for someone that wants to build a very hyper niche directory, this is a great platform to get started with and would probably be at this point, my top recommendation for someone, particularly because they have a lifetime deal. If you think of this opportunity, and then maybe you could even partner with other people that have a knowledge of a certain area that you might not be super strong in, partner with them or create a good workflow and create a bunch of different directories on different topics. Or maybe you just want to have one directory that you build out, and this would be a great platform, very SEO friendly to do it and non-technical. Check out DirectoryEasy. I do have an interview coming out with the developer, Zach. He's always shipping new features, and it's going to be something that I think is something that you're going to want to be a part of if you want to build hyper niche directories. So I'll put a link to this in the description. Also put a link to my own directory guide that you can get. And no matter what platform that you choose, it will give you some great tips on creating a directory. That's all I got for you this time. We'll see you next time. And by all means, make sure to subscribe to the channel. There's a couple of videos on the screen here that you can check out to check out some other content that's related to that. All right, that's all I got for you for today. We'll see you really soon and keep building, guys.